the Orion Quest from Lost Vape. Let's have a look. Hey guys, Vick here, back with another review. Today we are looking at this. This is the Lost Vape Orion Q, a follow-up to the original Lost Vape Orion, which was an Evolve DNA Go board inside. It was a regulated mod. It's a pod mod. This is the follow-up to that. This is a more affordable, regulated and unregulated kind of vape. There's no adjustability on the regulation, but it pumps out 17 watts constantly. So they've gone from having a board, a fancy Evolve board in, to having a much more affordable set wattage board in here. This is an affordable version of the original Orion. Also comes with a pod to match the 17 watts. It now comes with a 1 ohm pod included in this kit. Still available in a range of colours and things like that, but yeah, much more affordable, almost half the price of the original version. So it's kept a lot of features of the original. You still have this release button here to release your pod. You still have top fill from the top cap, and you still have your airflow adjustment on the bottom of the drip tip. So you still have a lot of those similar features. The pod sizes are the same. The dimensions of the entire device are the same. If you haven't seen one before, they are really, really dinky, really, really small. Crazy small, very narrow, very pocket friendly, incredibly small and light. So it's kept a lot of the features. Dimensions are the same, the pods are the same. We'll get back to the pods in a second. Top fill is the same and all that sort of thing. Fire button in the same position, charge port in the same position. It's kept a lot of those things. The difference comes in the board that is in here, really, and I think, and I'll get onto in a bit, the build quality as well. So the main change here, we now have just a fire button. We have just a fire button, and it's 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off, and when it is on, it is giving you exactly 17 watts. Exactly 17 watts output. So it's booking that power at the beginning of the battery's cycle, and as it depletes, it boosts that power to keep you on 17 watts. A really nice touch that they've done that rather than just making it straight unregulated. There are already a lot of unregulated pods out there, so it's nice to have that consistent vape in here even without that Evolve board. So they've obviously saved a bit of money on having their own board in here, and they've passed that saving on to the consumer with this one. I think also, and I don't know the ins and outs of how this is made and factories and all that sort of stuff, my assumption is they've also managed to overall make the whole thing cheaper, and it certainly does feel slightly weaker build quality than the original one. There's a rattle now. I don't know if you can hear that. There's a bit of a rattle now that didn't exist on the original one. There's also a bit of a gap on the pod. The pods don't fit quite as well. They fit really snug on the original. They do click in very, very well on this one though, so the actual fixture and the firmness of the fixture is better, but I've got a little gap on my pod. Speaking to Dean the Vaping Biker and Paul from Vape Don't Smoke, they had a bit of a gap on theirs as well. So there might be a slight bit of QC, slight bit of build quality difference between the original Evolve one and this one, but it's still a very, very solid device. Still a very, very solid device. Personally, in terms of aesthetics, dimensions, all that sort of stuff, I think this is an awesome device. I think it's an awesome kit. I really, really, really like the dimensions. Like I say, it's super small, it's super tiny, super pocket friendly. I just think it's really nice in the hand. I think it's really cool looking. I absolutely love the aesthetics of this device, and I'm really enjoying using it as well. Although the pod doesn't fit in great and there's a bit of a rattle, it's still a cracking vape in my opinion. These pods are very clever in the way they work in my opinion. Really nice, sort of straight 17 watt vape with a 1 ohm coil in here. Now, the pods, you can get the other pods and you can put them in here, with the exception of one. I believe the device stops you from using the this Q, this Quest version, stops you from using the 0.25 ohm pod, simply because it's too low for this battery. Speaking of the battery, it's a 1000 mAh battery. I don't know what they're advertising it at, but I saw on the brilliant DJ LSB Vapes review of this that he's tested the battery fully and it's 1000 mAh. So 1000 mAh battery in here seems pretty good. The battery life is pretty good for me with this 17 watts with the 1 ohm pod. But yeah, the 0.25 pod I don't believe works in the Quest. The 0.5 pod I do believe works. So there we go. And this 1 ohm pod should work in the Evolve version as well. So I know some people did want a 1 ohm pod, so there we go. Speaking of the pod and the way it vapes and all that sort of thing, the actual, including the Evolve Orion and this one, the actual vape I get, I really like it in fully open direct to lung mode. For me personally, when you turn the airflow down, which I've just done now, it feels like a very sloppy mouth to lung to me. It feels like when you just reduce the airflow to create a mouth to lung, and you don't change the power and you don't change the coil, and you never get a great mouth to lung. I don't think you get a great mouth to lung from this. I don't like this as a mouth to lung device. I like it as a low wattage straight to lung, direct to lung device, and that's how I'm vaping it, and that's very much how I am liking it. When you first get it and you open this up here, you turn this here and you chuck your juice down there. When you first get it and do that, one thing to bear in mind is you are going to need to give it some time. Now, Lost Vape say in their paperwork, wait 5 minutes before vaping when you first get it. I would triple that. I would say 15, 20, 25 minutes if you can. Please be patient with these. It's got a lot of wicking to do. And I notice on this pod, these new pods that come with the Quest, there's a little bit more cotton in there as well, so even longer time really. What you want to do, in my opinion, is stick a load of juice in there, give it a shake, sit it down for half an hour, and then come back to it without firing. Do some dry hits like that, and just get it all moving, and then vape it. If you try and vape it too soon, too fast, you're running the risk of a dry hit and your entire pod will be wasted. So don't do that, don't do that. Do give it a bit of time. Once you have given it a bit of time and you've got it going and you've broken it in, 10, 20 drags, I think it's great. I think its flavour's nice. I think the flavour's nice on here. The wicking keeps up, no problem for me. I've not had any leaking issues. I believe with the original Orion, with the Evolve board, I believe there was a few pod issues with the first batch with leaking apparently, but not with this one at all. Not with this at all. It's wicking superbly. It's a very clever way of doing it. What you've got inside here is a horizontal coil, and you've just got a big wedge of cotton there, right along there, and it all just wicks up nicely like that. And then you've got your airflow skimming off the top here. It's top airflow device effectively. So, to summarise, I think this is a fantastic device. I think it's very cool, very nutty, and I really like this 17 watt 1 ohm vape. I've got some 20 mg nic salt in here, and yeah, direct to lung in, 20 mg nic, 17 watts. I'm very much enjoying the vape. Super pocket friendly, super portable, 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off, stick it in your pocket, out you go. Happy days with the vape like this. It's not going to be to everyone's taste, of course. It might be too low watt power for direct to lung for some people. They might not be cloudy enough for some people. I definitely don't recommend this device as a mouth to lung device. So if that's what you wanted it for, I don't recommend it for that at all. So yeah, so it totally depends how you vape and if this is the sort of thing you're interested in, but I think it's great and I'm really enjoying using it. Bit of a shame on the build quality thing, the rattle and these gaps in the pod. That could be very easily fixed though. They could very easily tweak that with the next batch of these 1 ohm pods, and they could make it all flush and lovely. I think it's a cracking design. It makes me want to go out and get the Evolve one. I really want that Evolve one now. I think it's really made me tempted to go out and get that one as well, because I just love the form factor. I think the form factor is brilliant. I think it's really stylish, really cool device. I'm really enjoying it. A few build quality things that are a bit of a shame. but £35 I believe this is going to be, with a pod this time as well. I think that's a really good price. I think it's a really good price. I think they're doing a good thing. If they can keep the build quality high and keep making an affordable version of all their Evolve based mods, then I think that is happy days. I think that is a really good thing. So it's quite exciting to see what's coming from Lost Vape in the affordable realm as well as the slightly higher end as well. So I think that's really cool. I think it's really cool. I'm enjoying using it, really enjoying using it. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's cool. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe if you've not already. And I'll see you on the next review. Cheers.